Hey everyone, RJ here, back with another video, and today I'll be doing a little review on the Nokia G300 5G. Okay, so the Nokia G300 5G is a phone that released around October of 2021. I did do an unboxing of this phone on my channel, but I really haven't covered it anymore other than the unboxing, but I have used it, testing the performance out, checking for updates, and taking a few pictures and stuff like that, just, around the house and stuff like that. And so today, my little review, nothing major. Going to give you my thoughts and opinions on it. Now, this phone is available for TracFone, Straight Talk, and Total Wireless, or Total by Verizon. And this phone works on the Verizon network. Now, at the time of this recording, this phone is selling for $99.99 at Walmart. Okay. Now, we're right around the corner at Black Friday. This phone may go on sale for a lot cheaper. It may stay the same. I really don't know about any pricing on this phone. But, for $100, I think it's packing a pretty good punch. So back here, of course, you got your three cameras and your flash, Nokia Brandon, and the build is, I wouldn't say it's premium, nothing like that. It's a plastic body, a plastic back, plastic frame, and all of that there. You do got a 7-out fingerprint scanner that doubles as a power button, which is really nice, and you get a headphone jack here on the bottom, USB Type-C charging, and 18-watt quick charge, I do believe, for the battery. Now, I want to start off here with the display of this phone. Now, when you look at it, you would think, there's no way that's 720p. And honestly, I had to look it up, make sure that it wasn't 720. But it is indeed 720 by 1600 with a 20:9 aspect ratio. It is an IPS LCD display with 269 pixels per inch. And when I seen that and read that, I was a little surprised because this display actually looks really solid. Now, of course, if you look at it, from an angle like this, which who really looks at it like that, but if you do, it does wash out some, but I would say overall, this display is really crisp, really clear. The darks, the blacks are dark here. And the phone overall just looks good in the color department of this wallpaper. It just looks solid. It looks really good. And as well as the performance. Now, if you look on some websites, it says this phone runs the Qualcomm Snapdragon 480, which is a 5G chip. But the phone, an app I got on the phone says the Snapdragon 750G processor. And I'm more inclined to believe that it is the 750G because of the benchmarks, and I'll go ahead and show you that right now. And the scores is 509 single core and 1547 multi-core. And the 765G, which is pretty similar to this, is around the high fives to maybe the low sixes in single core, and 15 or in the mid 15s to low 16s for multi-core. So kind of inclined to believe this is a 750G, not the 480. So much better processor, in my personal opinion. Now, as you see here, it does run Android version 11, but it is on September of 2022 security patch, which, if you know Android 12, it wasn't the best update in the world. So I'd rather have a Android version 11 on this phone and it worked really well than Android version 12 and have a lot of bugs. You know what I'm saying? So, but overall, this phone has just been very solid. Now, like I say, nothing really wrong with the phone. If you want a phone that's simple, cheap, powerful enough to play your games, social media, and just to use for calls and stuff like that, this phone's going to do the job. Okay. Now, as far as the display, it's only 60 hertz. There is no 90 hertz here, nothing like that, on this phone, which is not much of a big deal, especially at a $100 price point. And for $100, you're going to get NFC. You got Android Beam. You can cast your screen. You got Android Auto. You got all that here on this phone, which is pretty solid, Now, you do only have 64 gigabytes of onboard storage, which is not a ton of storage, of course, but it does have an SD card slot where you can add more storage. So that's a major plus, especially for your photos, your videos can be, sent to that as well. And this phone also has 4 gigabytes of RAM, which is pretty decent. Now, if we want to look at the cameras back here, it has 3. And the main camera is 16 megapixels. The ultra wide lens is 5 megapixels. And it's got a 2 megapixel depth sensor. Now, I don't have any kind of videos or photos to really show in this video like I normally don't have. Unfortunately, I'm trying to get better at that. But I would say that the main camera in very good lighting outdoors does a good job. Okay, it takes good enough photos to post to social media or whatever. In lower lighting, you're going to have that grain. It ain't going to be the clearest. The frame rates is going to look pretty, But the ultra wide camera is horrible on this phone. I haven't seen a phone in years that has a worse ultra wide angle lens than this phone. It's just beyond terrible, okay? Not the best in the world. Now, it does claim 1080p at 60 frames per second for the recording, which I'll go ahead and just check that now. While we're in here, we'll look at some of the camera settings. You got your 1x, your 2x, and of course your ultra wide angle there as well. But mainly video here, I do want to, let's see, what's this button up here do? That is wind reduction. So you got a wind reduction mode on or off. If it works, I really don't know, but it's there. And so if we go down here to video resolutions, you can see that 1080p, 60, and 30, not bad at all. And the front camera is just full HD at 30 frames per second. So you got all of these features, HDR mode, watermark. You're able to have haptic feedback on, shutter sound, all that kind of stuff. You got portrait mode over here. You got your night mode. You got more features like time lapse, panorama, slow motion, dual sight, which shows the back and the front camera at the same time, which is pretty nice. So yeah, it's just a brief look there at the camera. Now, the battery has been solid as well in this phone. Got a 4470 milliamp hour battery with 18 watt quick charge. Speaking on performance, I'll go ahead and pull up Asphalt 9, get it loaded up, and we'll see how it does in gameplay. Okay, so we're loaded up here, and I will say that when you first start this game up and getting everything, situated and all, it does kind of lag out a little bit here and there. I do have this set at the highest quality settings. So let's go ahead and just see right now how it does in this race. I would say this is a really good overall phone for performance. It's just sometimes it could be a little bit laggy here and there, but that's to be expected. It's $100. So anyway. So did you see a few drop frames here and there? Will it hurt the overall gameplay? In my opinion, no, it won't. Now, if you're into some of those really graphical intense games, this ain't going to be for you. That sounded funny here. I don't know if you hear that on camera or not, but the audio, I mean, it sounds good. The audio don't sound bad at all for a single bottom firing speaker. But it does okay. So yeah, I would say gameplay overall is not bad, okay? Like I said, if you're into the really graphic intense games, this ain't going to be for you. But if you like playing PUBG, Call of Duty, Asphalt 9, other small games like that, you're not going to have a bit of problem with this phone. So I would say overall, it's a really good phone. Like I said, side mounted fingerprint scanner. Let's check that out before I forget. And it's not bad. When you press it, there we go. I get my finger on it right. So yeah, as you can see right there, it opens up just fine. No problems whatsoever. Also got face unlock. Let's go ahead and check that out now. Okay, a little slow there. Let's try that one more time. All right, there you go. So, it's not bad. I think for $100 phone, you're going to be able to get on social media. You're going to be able to play games. The camera's going to be decent. It's on the Verizon network. So if you got good Verizon service, then here you go. Who's this phone for? I would say that it's for anybody who wants a cheap phone that's going to work well. It's not just for a grandparent or for a kid or a throwaway phone, nothing like that. This can be your daily phone if you want a phone to get on social media, play some light games, phone that gets good battery life, a phone that has a decent camera. I would say a decent camera for if you're outdoors. It's going to be good enough to be able to post social media if you want to. I would say overall, it's just a solid phone all the way around. So that's just my review here of the Nokia G300. Self-informative in any way, hit the like button. Any questions you may have, leave it down below. If you're new around here and you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing, clicking that bell on for notifications. I sure would appreciate it. Y'all have a good one, and thanks for watching.